Early on a Tuesday morning, I boarded a train from Paris to the fine old medieval city of Blois, where I rented a bicycle and set out for the first of 3 Loire Valley castles. I was soon in the countryside, and soon after that, at the gates of Chambord. King Francis I built this joint in the early 1500s, nearly bankrupting his country in the process. On the other hand, Francis and his buddies got to do a lot of hunting. And where else do you find a double helix staircase on which the ascenders and descenders never have to run into each other? From Chambord, I biked back to Blois. This time by a route that took me along the river, to spend the night at the very friendly Hotel Anne de Bretagne, which has a little shed for bike parking. Wednesday morning, after a high-octane hotel breakfast, I strolled around town. It's a magnificent little town. Before Francis's time, the kings of France were wont to hold court here, giving rise to this little ditty. Les rois valois aiment le bois de Blois. The royal chateau of Blois gets my vote for best castle any place. Joan of Arc came here in 1429 to have her mission against the English officially blessed. Here's a portrait of the Duc de Guise and his brother the Cardinal of Lorraine paying court to King Henry III. That was shortly before Henry ordered and stood by to witness the Duke's assassination, followed a day later by the Cardinal's. With those acts, Henry pissed off a lot of French Catholics, setting the stage for his own assassination in 1589. There's a lot of history here. Also, a lot of beds and fireplaces. Next stop, Chenonceau. The 41-kilometer bike ride from Blois to Chenonceau takes 2 hours and 10 minutes. I have that on the authority of Google Maps. And maybe that's about how long it would have been if I hadn't relied on Google Maps for directions and let myself be robo-bamboozled onto a series of ridiculous paths like this one. However, I got there eventually. Chenonceau is a mix of late Gothic and early Renaissance. In the 16th century, it became home to a succession of powerful French women. Henry II's mistress, Diane de Poitiers, was followed in residence by his widow, Catherine de' Medici. It was right here that in 1560 she staged France's first ever fireworks display to mark the coronation of her son, Francis II. It was Catherine who added the Grand Gallery spanning the river Cher. Louis XIV dropped in. From Chenonceau, I rode on to Tours, another place rich in history. Regrettably, just a quick stop for me. Time enough to return my bike and catch the last train back to Paris.